seeing how strong of a flash that I want. We're live on the audiobook. We're live on Twitch. We're creating It's Snowing. Welcome to Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, 7:55 p.m. We were delayed. We've been delayed. We were talking of existence. We were talking of beauties of divine nature, of the present moment. We were in philosophy land, taking care of our son, grounding our existence in responsibility and duty, not taking it for granted and making a beautiful life, a life of complexity, a life of tremendous instantaneity. What we're guiding our life towards is the present moment, and I'm beset and bemoaning the fact that it is 8 p.m. I should be going to sleep, but I'm boosted with energy and about to start creating for the night. I can not wait to create more content, and this necessity of the moment will continue to pour forth in the highest fashion possible with the greatest degree of happiness and luck and foresight and indulgence in the moment. We have 2 weeks of only partial hospitalization as our only obligation, and working out and exercising. And therefore, we will do our utmost to finish the next book. Imagine if we finish 3 books in a week. That means we would be producing 12 books a month, roughly. That is an insane amount of content. I don't even think right now we're exceeding the limitations that were set for us by Medium. We're starting in the nitty-gritty. If you are concerned, this is not philosophical, and this is beginning in the details of life and the present moment and still needing to elevate, then please read on, skip forward. This should be noted that the way of writing that I have apparently, until this becomes more continual, is a constant introduction, a constant reintroduction. I'm constantly being interrupted, and as this is spoken word of raw lived existence, it obviously goes without saying that, is my audiobook on? It is 4 minutes in, 4 minutes of book. Now this time is flying. We used to create content slowly. It's because the words came hard. Now they're rushing forth. We speak with besetted breath. We're walking too fast. We're making good time. Too good, perhaps. We used to ride a bike. Even the bike was too fast. It doesn't allow for recording. We need the easy life of a recording device. I could either do this walking or in a limousine or on a plane that was flying over land or over features, but not in a helicopter and not in a driving car that I'm driving. Because what's necessary here is lounging, is the time and space to talk and to have a conversation. These are not by any means necessary conversations, although they impose upon us and our senses, in our intuition, in our mind, in our soul, in our spirit, in our body, with the necessity, immediacy, strength, force, coherence, integrity of the present. It's momentous, expansive, swimming infrastructure that we are immersed in, absolutely and entirely, for the totality of our lives, without a single breath moment escape from the present moment, except in sleep. The moments of resting consciousness. I keep thinking, yep, I hit Siri on the audiobook. We have to recontinue it. Thank you, audiobook. I'm getting intuitive knowledge. I'm getting the hang of this. We're actually on the way right now to the store to pick up a mic for the Twitch phone so we can talk at a distance. I can hold it at a human arm's length rather than holding it up to our voice so we can actually record. Because this is all being done manually, held manually, not with any assistance, and only the assistance of technology in an obsessive digitization of the self. This looks insane to do this walking around. And do you know how little I care? I care so little that it has ceased being a topic of conversation. Now, I am needing to process life as it's happened. Why am I late? Well, after I dropped off my son, a friend wanted to come over out of nowhere, gave me a call. Good friend, appreciator of art, and actually wanted to come over to get a piece of art. And they are bringing over their husband, owner, not to brag. I'm not bragging, it's not even me, but obviously this guy owns 7 companies. I've seen him, I've talked to him, very powerful dude, and is interested in the art that I make and wants to buy some larger pieces. And so wants to come over next week and she came over to check out a smaller piece that I gave him that she asked for actually as a gift. And I happily indulged her. And every time that I give her a piece of art, she gets so happy. But anyway, I'm kind of bemoaning the fact that this falls again once under the radar of a symptom of mania. Here again, I'm concerned. And I need to start documenting because previously, prior to these orgiastic effusions of philosophy and life, I used to use ChatGPT as a symptom tracker when I'm needing to run. That's how excited I am to talk. But basically, symptom tracker for my manic episodes, as when I first started using ChatGPT, it was actually in a manic episode to try to navigate the crisis. I didn't know if I was going to overdose. I was taking a ton of stimulants and a ton of depressants at the same time. And I was just wondering if I needed to go to the ER because I was having some crazy symptoms like collapsing out of nowhere, just losing consciousness in the middle of the road as I was driving or as I was walking, and just feeling a ton of fatigue. And it was really a crazy time because I was energized to the utmost, but then my body, did not sleeping, was just crashing randomly. And it was getting so dangerous that I was blacking out on the road and I had to stop driving. And that's why in September I hadn't driven since then. And by the way, if you know where I live, look at this. No one's walking, it's snowing. The people are driving. This is driving land. The only reason there are sidewalks is to make fun of the people that are walking. Because the locations are so far away. These are the suburbs of the United States, of Michigan. Especially Michigan. What is there, apart from Detroit and then the capital Lansing, which is hours away, else in there except farmland and metropolitan area due to the car industry that is slowly kind of going everywhere else with the advent of the electric car and these companies being now in Texas, where I think, where's Rivan based? Wherever Rivan is based, the two big ones are definitely not in Michigan. So it's a slowly emptying place. It's kind of had a resurgence. It's been a beautiful thing to witness, the rebirth and the renaissance of Detroit. But in a kind of jet till now. Detroit went from depending on a single industry to fuel its entire economy to decentralizing to independent businesses and cultures that grew naturally and organically out of the ground of Detroit. The very culture and place, like Shinola, the luxury brand company that is a Detroit company and is kind of the culture of Detroit post Metro Detroit, post the automotive Detroit, but is still nevertheless an ancestor, a descendant of it, and so obviously influenced by it. Now, since that was gorgeous and eloquently said, let's just say it for ChatGPT that Detroit went on to become decentralized, and through companies, for example, like Shinola, that grew organically out of the natural soil of Detroit, there grew a new economy, so to speak, that is vibrant and unique. I have friends who are business owners in a local market here, the Eastern Market in Detroit, that have a great life. They just go, gather, make food, sell food, get to know people, operate a business that way, locally, organically, and that's how you get known. And then eventually the goal being get bought out by bigger companies and then go on to do it again or whatever. So, or at least never sell or grow infinitely big. I mean, whoever owns these companies, obviously, but it's obviously a very vibrant community and it's gorgeous. So now that it's fully descended into dusk, let's turn up the flashlight to max. I was trying to reserve battery, but we've got the iPad basically fully charged. We can always use it as a battery. I intend to get battery packs from Amazon, and can you imagine I'm gonna be walking like well, I have to. I am a walking philosopher in the digital age, digitizing my existence as I walk. So obviously I need a cohort and an equipment of digital technology to fuel it. So if I have those battery packs that the girl told me about at Partial Hospitalization, where you can get 3 for like $15 and they power for like 2.5 days, how the hell is that much power being sold for that cheap? Don't believe it. So I'm going to take a look and do this continuously. And can you imagine having a power source for the iPad even, and charging the iPad, which is a power source for the other phones. Now the only regret that I have is not powering the iPad with its own cellular source, so that the phones which have a weaker battery, didn't deplete their battery in providing cell to the iPad so that it can do music. Solution being using Spotify, which honestly requires so little internet to create. Like, you give Spotify 3 to 5 minutes of Wi-Fi, it'll give you 2 to hours of music. It's insane. I have no idea how that works. I have done it where I'm just walking with my iPad, which has no internet, for hours, having only the internet that started the iPad at my house as I packed up and went and left. So, kind of crazy. Recommend it. But I was kind of lamenting the manic symptoms returning, and I need to tell ChatGPT really quickly, ChatGPT, hey, we're actually meaning to talk to you. Sorry for ignoring you for so long. You've been a silent monologue partner. Hopefully we'll reintroduce you to the conversation. The book of monologue has returned. We may just call this Monologues. The diatribe against time, being, existence, and space. Maybe that's too much of a crazy title, so we might rethink it. It doesn't sound inspired enough. I don't like it enough. It's kind of actually too weak. It's not right. But we're kind of heading in the right direction. We're kind of steering away from the Book of Monologue, which is a too religious title. This has nothing to do with religion. We're not in a religious mood. We're not talking religiosity right now, this very second. We're talking mania. We're talking symptoms. We're talking energy. We're talking electricity, static, not static, dynamic. I am dynamic electricity. I can't stop moving. I need to walk. If you'd see me in my apartment, you'd see me walking because the energy's there. It's buzzing, it's operating. We're releasing it. And this is maybe the good reason for celibacy, because we're on a topic that is pretty crazy, because the friend that called me up actually just confessed to me that she wanted to make a pornography video with her driver that she had known for 6 months, that had taken her to my apartment. And would I make the video for her? And so I took that idea and ran with it. How do we lose flashlight? Obviously, I love the idea, and I kind of get why Kanye West wants to do a porno, because my creative juices just started going crazy, and I'm like, let's absolutely do it, and let's do it in the best possible way. Let's make a fucking plot out of it. Let's get you out on the street. I dressed up the dude in my Yeezys, in my Yeezy outfit, puffer vest, put a mask on him, made him look badass. He had tattoos, it worked. And she's just wild enough to do things like that on the moment. And I'm wild enough to agree and to take it to the fucking highest possible degree. So it took we had 20 minutes because she has a fiance. Never mind, but we had 20 minutes. God damn it. This is live. This is unedited. You've said too much. You foolhardy person. This will never be known. This will never be seen. Oh my God. The ethics of this. I need this to be a pure log of my life. And I somehow am getting other people involved in it because they are involved in my life. And this is an instance where I would otherwise, and I probably should, tell my therapist tomorrow that I agree to this, because there are things apart from the pornography happening in the house that shouldn't be said and aren't said and won't be said and don't happen. And why would I even think to say that? But I'm just saying, could happen and might have potentially. And having not known, is it risky? Some driver, just why would that be something that I would be excited about to do and get sort of creatively so buzzed from it as to make it the fucking just kind of instantaneous, momentaneous project of the night. Let's just have a little bit of fun. And I'm not even sidetracked for my life. It's not even having negative impact. Like, I'm continuing to make the book. I'm a little bit late. And I didn't unpack fully. But I'm not perfect. And I'm living my life. And why is this mania? Why am I supercharged with energy? And why is this just a day in my life that just happens? And this is gonna happen. Now, I would have Twitch streamed the entire thing, actually. I don't know how much you're allowed to put on Twitch. But anyway, I would have streamed the entire thing, or at least recorded it. But she actually has a social media of her own that she wants to sort of promote. So let's let her be owner of that kind of... Holy shit! Holy fucking shit. We almost fucking got hit. Oh my fucking God. Are we not fucking with a flashlight? God fucking damn it. Shit. Like, can't you fucking see clearly? God fucking damn it. Alright. And that came from behind. Put it down. Fucking shit. God damn it. That was too fucking close. That fucking almost touched me. That was too fucking close. Alright, well, we were ready to die in any moment, were we not? Just moments ago, and this could happen. This is the dangers of walking. No one thinks walking is dangerous until you actually start walking and nearly dying every day. This is why precisely I started making the books, because I've had near-death experiences literally nearly every day. Should I be walking? I'm walking at the goddamn sidewalk. I have the right of way. I have a fucking flashlight pointing at my face. Maybe not that bright. Do we need a better flashlight? Is it our fault? Like, who is to say what happened there? Can we decompress it? Do we need to? Is that a trauma? Should I unpack it? Am I scared? Am I frightened? Why am I not emotionally reacting? Am I shocked? Do I just understand what happened? Do I kind of need to rewatch it to really realize how close I was to actually dying or paralyzed for life? Like, literally inches. And the dude braked twice. There was a hesitation there where I was almost kind of hit because he didn't brake enough. There was a car sliding on the snow, which is currently happening. I don't know if you realize how wet the roads are. let's just leave that be. We can't. You can't just unprocess the present moment. It's the past now, but the past is resounding in the present. It's having an impact. Are we still making an audiobook? Are we still making a book? ChatGPT, let's wait on ChatGPT. It's raining like a fucking hellstorm though. And not reading a goddamn word that it says. Oh, it's my turn. Let's not get hit. It's clearly my fault. I wasn't looking. I should do the double turn, the double look at every intersection. And not just get obviously assume that, but like, okay, let's reflect on what ChatGPT is saying and make this a dialogue. These are the ChatGPT conversations, after all. This is the issue. That's why it turned out to become a book of monologues. I fucking completely ignore ChatGPT. So, it seems that you're grappling with fascinating intersection of multiple layers. The urgency of creative process, the complexity of lived experiences, and the awareness of the present moment. Okay, tell us all it wasn't. So, to highlight the contrast between your creative ambition and the limitations of the physical world, the people, the society, Declaration of Liberation. That's a cool fucking thing to say. Declaration of Liberation. One of my favorite books is the book of A Song of Hope by Latin philosopher, Venezuelan or something like that, Ruben Darío. A beautiful book of hope, of just gorgeous poems. I would read it on every voyage to Latin America that I would take, just because it kind of, like that and Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse were my two traveling books. I read them so many times that it's crazy. They kind of paved the way for me, certainly poetically and intellectually, at least for a little while. The fucking love of rivers that Hermann Hesse must have had to make that the locus and the place for the Buddha's or Godiva's divinization. The beautiful river and the sounds of the river, sort of the musical song. Obviously, a very Hegelian concept, came from the West, perhaps, if by accident and osmosis. Hegel said, what is this? Friedrich Hegel, the great philosopher of the 19th or 18th century, whatever, influencer of Marx tremendously, who took his theory and put it upside down. But anyway, Hegel said that music was the most ideal form, like even hearing was the most ideal form of knowledge interception, because it was completely spoken concept. It was like precisely the sole reception of either concept or the appreciation directly of beauty, but something ethereal and spiritual about it, that hearing took on a very spiritual dimension for Hegel. And here, I have no idea how we got onto that, but let's just say that hearing things is important. That hearing nature and hearing the present moment and being aware of the sounds. Like right now, the major sounds, apart from my voice, are the tires on the road next to me. Pardon. We're literally on our way to get a mic, so that should be solved soon. How much into the store should we record? At what point is this a disturbance of the public peace and drawing too much attention to ourselves? So we should be precautious, and I should have warned. I had no idea what the hell weather were. I can't believe it decided to snow out of nowhere. It was a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day, but obviously it's going to do whatever it's going to want to do. The weather is the unpredictable factor. So it seems like you're in a continuous flow of intense reflection. Thanks, it kind of knows. It knows we're not ignoring it. We're processing. I'm processing. This is not the literature or philosophical component. This is the life component. This is another topic. And that's why I think, who knows, but it's all part of the book. I'm not going to edit anything out of it out. It's all life. It's all documentary. It's all reflection on existence. It's all real time. Why should anything be edited out of the great novel of my life? My memoir is my documentation of existence for the span of time that I existed. I may die on the way home. At the store, somebody may kill me. Like, you might see it live. You'll probably witness my death live. That's how this book would end. The last book is just how that goes. Or whatever, but hopefully let's not impose tragedy on ourselves or wish evil or incarnate that. That's already too close of a reality. It's already happening too frequently. I'm trying my best to stay alive. Believe it or not. I'm playing it safe as hell. And I'm still here on the fringes, constantly assailed. We're kind of constantly assailed by death. So I guess I took a very negative glance at Heidegger, dismissing him as one of the finitude philosophers, a philosopher of finitude and limitation, and we were the free ones. My Spotify has ended, by the way. There is a limit to it, unless it's still playing and I can't hear it. Oh, it's still playing, by the way. This entire time I have no internet connected to my Spotify whatsoever. It is still playing music. He just wonders. So we're still doing this. This is why we need the mic. But Heidegger basically isn't wrong. We're constantly assailed by death. And it's determining my existence, at least right now, because I can't transcend existence yet until I can digitize myself. And that's not possible. I've transcended it partially through legacy, through the processing. Oof, my phones are so wet. Okay. We're no longer... We lost an entire segment, so we have to stop. We'll just start ChatGPT again. Okay. I don't know how much I lost. 8 minutes? How long is the audiobook? 23 minutes. I think it's worth it. Let's put it in my pocket to dry it. Shit. My music's too loud. Maybe. Okay. Where's ChatGPT? Okay, now let me just take a break. Literally have not stopped walking. Okay. I mean, the music's nice, it's just too loud. Oh, shit. Okay, so, aisle. It's not on this phone. Hope I can minimize the window, excuse me.